Welcome to Bishop's Online Tutoring. This is sheet number 10 covering addition and subtraction. Okay, there were 34 coins in a bag. Jim took 15 coins out of the bag. Rose put 17 coins into the bag. How many coins are now in the bag? So we have to do this step by step. So there's 34 coins to begin with. Jim takes out 15, so we do 34 minus 15, which gives us 19. And then Rose puts 17 coins back into the bag. So we had 19 left, and then we add the 17 that Rose put in. So 19 plus 17 gives us 36. So that's our answer, 36. 33 people were on a bus. 19 people got off, 15 people got on. How many people are now on the bus? So it's the same exact concept as what we did before. So we start off with the 33 people that are on the bus, and we take away 19 for the people that got off. So that gives us 14. And then 15 people got on. So we do 14 plus 15, which gives us 29. So 29 is our answer. Here's the menu from Joe's Cafe. Jonathan buys a can of cola and a roll. Work out the total cost. So the can of cola is 75p and the roll is £1.60. So we're just doing £1.60 plus 0.75 for the 75p, and that gives us a grand total of £2.35. So that's our answer, £2.35. Sachin buys a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and 2 sandwiches. Work out the total cost. Well, the cup of tea is going to be 70p, the cup of coffee is going to be 85p, and the 2 sandwiches are going to be 2 lots of 135, so we just do 135 times by 2. So now let's work out £1.35 times by 2, that gives us £2.70, and now we just do £2.70 plus 70p plus 85p. And that gives us a grand total of £4.25. And that's our answer, £4.25. Kim buys a can of cola, a cup of coffee, and a sandwich. She pays with a £5 note. Work out how much change she should get. So the can of cola is going to be 75p, the cup of coffee is going to be 85p, and the sandwich is going to be £1.35. So now we just do £1.35 plus 75p plus 85p, and that gives us £2.95. Now, key thing here is that she pays with a £5 note. Work out how much change she should get. So now we do £5 minus £2.95, and that gives us £2 5 pence. So that's our answer, 2.05. Chris buys one map costing £4.50, one whistle costing £1.35, and 2 bars of chocolate costing 55p each. He pays with a £10 note. Work out how much change he should get. So let's first calculate the total of all of this, and then we'll take it away from £10. So we've got £4.50 from the map, plus £1.35 from the whistle, and then 2 bars of chocolate costing 55p each. We just basically do 55 times by 2, which gives us £1.10. So now we just add £1.10 to this calculation. So now £4.50 plus £1.35 plus £1.10 is going to equal to £6.95. But the question tells us that Chris pays with a £10 note, and we need to work out how much change he's going to get. So then we do 10 minus 6.95, and that gives us £3 5 pence. And that's our answer, 3.05. Susan is decorating her bedroom. She buys one paintbrush costing £2.46, one paint roller costing £3 8 pence, and 2 tins of paint costing £5.95 each. She pays with a £20 note. Work out how much change she should get. So first things first, let's calculate how much the 2 tins of paint cost, because it's the only thing that's more than one that she's purchased. So we do £5.95 times by 2, and that gives us £11.90. So now let's add everything up. So we've got £2.46 plus £3 8 pence plus £11.90. That gives us a grand total of £17.44. And now we just do 20 take away 17.44, and that gives us £2.56. And that's our answer, £2.56. Rizwan buys 6 stamps at 25p each, 2 packs of postcards at 89p per pack, and 1 pack of labels at £1.09 pence. He pays with a £10 note. Work out how much change Rizwan should get. So let's calculate each of these individually. So 6 stamps at 25p each is going to be 6 times by 25, which gives us £1.50. 2 packs of postcards at 89p each is going to be 89 times by 2, which gives us £1.78. And then 1 pack of labels at £1.09, we can just kind of leave it at that because it's only the one that she's purchased of that. So now let's calculate everything together. So £1.50 plus £1.78 plus £1.09 gives us a total of £4.37. Now let's do 10 take away £4.37 because we're trying to work out how much change Rizwan should get. And the answer for that is £5.63. And that's our answer, £5.63. Okay, here we have a bill from Michael's Cycle Repairs. So this is one of the easiest types of questions you can ever get in the exam because all you're doing is filling in the blanks. For example, with this row over here, we've got 2 brake cables at £5.68 and we don't know how much that comes out to. So all we're going to be doing is £5.68 times by 2, which gives us £11.36. Now, same thing over here. We've got 2 pedals. The total comes out to £45.98. So all we have to do to work out the cost of each item is £45.98 divided by 2, which in this case will work out to be £22.99. Now the labour charge is 1.5 hours at £12 an hour. Now this full hour, that's £12 right there. This half hour is going to be half of the hourly rate. The hourly rate is 12, so half of that is going to be 6. Now 12 plus 6 is equal to 18, so that's the labour charge, £18. And now all we have to do is work out this entire column over here, and that will give us the total. So £16.48 plus £11.36 plus £45.98 plus £18 is equal to £91.82. Tony buys 1 child ticket and 1 senior ticket. Work out the total cost. So the child ticket is £4.90 and the senior ticket is £5.85. So we're just doing £4.90 plus £5.85, and that gives us a grand total of £10.75. And that's our answer, £10.75. Stephanie buys adult tickets only. The cost is £60.55. How many adult tickets does she buy? So £60.55 is equal to 6,055p. It's just going to be easy if we work everything out in the same unit of measurement and it's also not got any decimals. Now the adult tickets cost £8.65 each, which is equal to 865 pence. So best way to do this is just do 865 times by a bunch of random numbers until eventually you get to 6,055 pence. So let's try it with 7. So 865 times by 7 is 6,055. Got quite lucky there with the first try. But ultimately, Stephanie buys 7 adult tickets. So that's our answer, 7. Kamala buys 1 adult ticket and 2 child tickets. She pays with a £20 note. How much change should she get? So the 1 adult ticket is £8.65 and the 2 child tickets are going to be £4.90 times by 2. So now let's work out £4.90 times by 2, which is equal to £9.80. And now let's do £8.65 plus £9.80, and that gives us £18.45. Now, the key thing here is that she pays with a £20 note, and we need to work out how much change she gets. So we do 20 minus 18.45, and that gives us £1.55. And that's the answer. £1.55 is the change. Farah buys 2 pens at 84 pence each, 3 folders at £1.35 each, and 1 pencil case at £1.49. She pays with a £10 note. Work out how much change Farah should get from £10. So your 2 pens at 84 pence each is going to work out to be £1.68. Your 3 folders at £1.35 each is going to work out to be £4.05. And then your 1 pencil case is going to be £1.49. So let's add everything up together. So £1.68 plus £4.05 plus £1.49. That gives us £7.22. Now she pays with a £10 note, so we need to work out how much change she should get. So it will be 10 minus 7.22, which gives us £2.78. And that's our answer, £2.78. Mrs. Adams bought cinema tickets for 4 adults and their children. An adult ticket costs £5, a child ticket costs £4. Mrs. Adams paid a total of £48. Work out the number of child tickets bought by Mrs. Adams. So first things first, there's 4 adults that she's bought these tickets for. So we do 5 times by 4, and that's 20. So now let's do 48 minus 20, and that gives us 28. A child ticket costs £4, so now we just do 28 divided by 4, and that gives us 7. So she buys 7 child tickets. Work out 7.6 minus 4.83. The easiest way to work a question like this out is going to be to draw it out like this. So 4.83, right? We're just going to pretend that these decimal points aren't here and we're going to solve it like a normal question. So 0 take away 3, well, we can't do that. So we change this into a 5, borrow a 1. Now 10 take away 3 is 7. 5 take away 8, we can't do that either. So change the 7 to a 6, turn this into 15. 15 take away 8 is 7. Leave the decimal point there. 6 take away 4 is 2. So our answer is 277. Christine buys a calculator costing £5.95, a pencil case costing £1.62, a ruler costing 25p, and then 2 pens costing 48p each. Everything here is singular except for the 2 pence, so let's just quickly go ahead and work out 48 times by 2, which is going to be 96p. She pays with a £10 note. How much change should she get from a £10 note? So let's first go ahead and calculate everything together, and then we'll take it away from £10. So £5.95 plus £1.62 plus 0.25 plus 0.96. That gives us £8.78. Now let's do 10 take away 8, 78, and that gives us £1.22, which is our answer, 122. Christine needs 160 tiles for a room. Tiles are sold in boxes. There are 12 tiles in each box. Work out the least number of boxes of tiles that Christine needs. So this is actually a division question. So we need to just do 160 divided by 12. The answer for that is going to be 13.3 recurring. So we can't have 0.3 of a box. So we're going to need 14 whole boxes, and that's our answer. Okay, and finally, each box of tiles costs £12.20. Work out the total cost of boxes of tiles that Christine needs. So we worked out that it was 14 boxes that she needed, and each one is going to cost £12.20. Or what we can do is 14 times by 1,220, because all we've done is we've converted this number, which is in pounds, to this number, which is the same thing but in pence. So 14 times by 1,220 is equal to 17,080, which is equal to £170.80 when we convert it back into pounds. So that's our answer, £170.80. Okay, thank you very much for watching that video. Hopefully you got something valuable out of that. Make sure to check out some of the other videos on the channel because we are going through every single topic from topic 1 all the way out to 120 in this series.